We always talk about finding peace, but what if it's not something you find? What if it's something you feel? Today, we're going to explore that journey to inner peace, not as some far-off goal, but as something real, something personal, all seen through this really beautiful poetic source. So let's dive right in. So right off the bat, our source pulls us in. It doesn't want you to just think about peace. It wants you to feel it. Just take a second and imagine that. Your own inner calm, the sound of water. See, it's a sensory thing, right? It grounds you in the moment and really sets the tone for everything we're about to talk about.
And isn't that a quest we're all on? I mean, we use the word peace all the time, but what are we actually looking for? Is it just quiet? Is it about escaping from everything? Or is it something a whole lot deeper? That's the huge question we're going to unpack together.
Okay, so first up, sensing peace. This is all about an experience that goes way beyond words. The whole idea here is that our journey starts with the senses. Our first encounter with peace, it's not some big intellectual concept. It's a feeling, an awareness that kind of washes over your body before your mind even has a chance to put a name to it.
And this is where peace gets physical. It stops being this vague idea and becomes something you can actually touch, hear, and even smell. And that makes peace this incredibly personal thing, totally unique to each and every one of us. It makes you wonder, right? What does your peace feel or smell like?
So here's the really crucial point. These sensory experiences, they're more than just pleasant feelings. Think of them like signposts. They're the first little flickers of a much deeper inner awakening. It's that shift from kind of being asleep to the world to being genuinely aware of your own inner state.
Let's move on and see how this whole idea builds. Now that we've kind of felt what peace is like, let's try to actually define it. What's its fundamental nature? What is it, really, at its core?
And there it is. So simple, but so profound. Peace isn't about bending to the world or waiting for perfect circumstances to show up. It's all about internal harmony. It's about being completely, totally one with self. It's about alignment, not escape.
This is brilliant because it just shatters a huge misunderstanding. So often we think that to get peace, we have to detach from our problems, our feelings, our lives. But this source says, nope, it's the exact opposite. Peace is found when you reconnect. Reconnecting with your true self, with your senses, with this very moment. So how do we actually do that? How do we reconnect? Well, it's an active process. It means committing to being present, making a real effort to bring out your awareness and, doing the tough work of letting go of those false stories and delusions we tell ourselves. It's not passive at all. It's a practice.
But of course, if it was that easy, we'd all be walking around in a state of bliss 24/7. The source is super honest about the journey. It's not a straight line. It involves facing some serious struggles, both inside of us and from the outside world.
And doesn't this just hit home? We've all been there. Those days, maybe even weeks or years, where peace just feels impossible, like it's something for other people, but not for us. The source looks right at that feeling and says, yeah, that's real. The struggle is a totally valid and universal part of the process.
And here they are, the challenges, laid right out. It's that battle inside our own heads. It's being constantly hit by stuff from our jobs, our relationships. It's those times when life really feels like a losing game, when we're staring into the unknown, and when we feel completely and utterly trapped. Peace has to deal with all of that.
Wow, this line is just so powerful. The road to peace isn't about dodging pain. It's about looking it right in the eye and doing the incredibly brave work of scraping out meaning from my pain. It's about transformation, finding purpose, and learning from the hard stuff.
So, with all those struggles, how in the world do we move forward? Well, that brings us to the most practical part of this whole thing, seeing peace as an art, as something we have to actively and intentionally cultivate. This right here is the main takeaway. Peace isn't a winning lottery ticket. It's not going to magically show up at your door one day. It's a choice you make every day. It's a garden you have to tend. It needs to be brought about by your own effort.
And our source gives us this fantastic two-step guide for how to do it. First, you've got the active part. You have to look for what brings you peace, find those things in your life, and then select them. Choose to put your focus there. And then there's the surrendering part. You have to release what isn't helping you, undo those old harmful patterns, and finally, just accept yourself and your reality for what it is.
So where do we find the strength to do all that? Right here. The source reminds us that even when our minds are just racing, when we feel totally lost in words, the tools are always inside of us.
We can rely on our own core energy, our attitude. We are the source of our own peace.
And that brings us to our final section, which is where the big secret is revealed. Peace isn't a final destination you get to. It's a way of being in the world. It's a whole new way of living your life every single day.
I mean, look at this list. It completely flips the script on what we think peace looks like. It's not found by hiding away from the world. It's developed out there, in connection, in sharing, in giving, in letting ourselves be vulnerable. It's found in the messy parts of life, taking chances, falling flat on your face, and having the guts to get back up and believe again.
And this ties it all together so beautifully. Our own inner peace. It isn't just for us. When we work to cultivate it, especially when life feels horrific to bear, it becomes like a light. Our own peaceful state becomes a way to give hope, both to ourselves and to the people around us.
And let's end on this. What a powerful final thought. The journey to peace is not a journey away from life. It's a journey deeper into it. It's the very thing that unlocks our ability to show up in the world fully and vibrantly. Peace isn't the end of the story. It's the opportunity to finally start living it.